This gathering is key to building collaborations and forming partnerships to influence change. The SVRI is focused on low and middle income countries. Experts say there is a deep inequity in how resources are used for research in these countries.
Research is a very important and very powerful tool for change and transformation, but most of it's being done in high-income countries, and we need to invest much more in low and middle-income countries. And so what we do at the SVRI and through this forum is try to ensure that those people that are not in those spaces of power, not in those places where policies is being made, legislation's being done, really come together so we can collectively build our understanding how to end violence.
One of the initiative's founders say when the project started 20 years ago, research into sexual violence was not prevalent. Gathering now for the 8th time, she says the forum has gone from being a space for researchers to include those in power to effect change.
And we try to make sure that we are building or supporting collaborations. And also doing the kind of research that has a practical orientation and making sure that the findings of research gets translated into recommendations for policymakers, not just research that stays on the shelves.
Including men in the conversation, research and active programs is vital. One such organization is Equimundo, founded in Brazil. Now operating in 20 countries, including South Africa, it works to engage men and boys for healthy ideas around manhood. And while there are positive changes, there are areas of concern around young men.
They're facing a sense of they've lost their sense of future, a sense that we're owed certain things and the world's not giving it to us and we're angry about it. There are many young men and adult men who believe that. And so one is to how do we step into that? We're doing a lot of work online where a lot of new forms of violence are being facilitated and where a lot of fundamentalist and right-wing leaders are finding followers. And rather than simply calling that out, we've got to step in there and say, we see you. We need you to be part of this. There's another way of being men that is better for us as men and it's better for women and everyone around us.
Art forms part of the gathering. Louise Pollock started embroidering the names of more than 3,800 victims who died as a result of gender-based violence in South Africa last year alone. This tactile piece is part of her own journey as a survivor. Far from finished, she wanted to make something that would represent the scale of the scourge in the country.
You will also note that there's some pieces of fabric that's got undisclosed on it. So that happens when the family decides not to make their name public or it's underaged victims. I think sometimes when I sit with it and sitting knowing that this could be someone that's underaged or a family who's scared of secondary victimization, then you actually realize the scale of this absolute horrendous problem we have.
The 5-day conference brings together over 1,500 delegates from 113 countries. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Cape Town.